Nick Sirianni, what you doing, man? Like what are you doing? It just seemed like I don't know, man. I know you live by the sword, you die by the sword, but at some point you have to stop while you behind. Like
Big time players make big time plays. Shout out to Smitty, man.
come here.
That man a dog.
Yo,
Welcome back to the Down South Philly show. Your Down South Philly co-host, Dom. Got your other co-host, DP, in the building.
in
Man,
the building.
go
Uh
birds, fly,
Tell them about
Eagles
the
fly.
gun line, boss. What we got on the docket today?
Look, this is our post-game reaction to Philadelphia Eagles home game taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Closer game than we probably kind of wanted, but we came out of there with the dub. So it's the same night. We just finished with the last primetime game of the day. Just finished watching that. So now we just giving our initial reaction to the game. If we feel like we give our reaction and we got something else later on in the week that we want to add to it, we might shoot another video. But as of now, this is our first reaction to the game. So how you feeling though? How you feeling about how the game went?
Man, going into this one, it was I was pretty confident that we would be able to pull out the dub. Didn't really see a whole lot of offensive firepower to be worried about. Defense kind of been building upon something over the past 3 weeks where it seemed like we was able to get in the rhythm. The young guys seem to be, coming up to speed in the NFL on how to make plays and be worth something at their position. So coming into it, I was pretty confident in the win. We go down, start the game off, with another 3-and-out, but we get a we get a we get blessed with a big time special teams play by Sidney Brown. Hell of a tackle, forces a fumble basically in the red zone for them, and we go down and capitalize on that and turn that into 7. So that was huge. I'm glad we was able to get the monkey off our back, as far as being able to put up a first quarter touchdown or first quarter score in general, which they was making a big deal out of that. So I'm glad that that's no longer a talking point that we don't have to focus on. So maybe that can allow us to start better, start faster. But one thing that I like to say, Nick Sirianni, what you doing, man? Like what are you doing? It just seemed like I don't know, man. I know you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But at some point you have to stop while you behind. Like, okay, the first couple didn't work. Just go back to regularly scheduled program and take the points. Like it's just it just seemed like sometimes in games like this we win in spite of you. When this should have been an easier win than it ended up being. Am I upset about it? But no, because we ended up getting the win. But it was way harder to get this win than it should have been, based just off of coaching decisions and leaving points on the board. That's my biggest takeaway. Obviously, Saquon Barkley continues to be like one of the best players we got on the team. He putting the team on his back, making plays when we feed him the ball. I'm concerned about AJ Brown. Hopefully his knee is all right, and it's just something, keeping him out for precaution because of what we got next week in Dallas. Um, Smitty had a big time game. It seemed like all he do is make clutch catches. So no surprise there. But that touchdown catch with one hand, that was a thing of beauty. Oh, come here. He got that one. We had a Jahan Dotson sighting today. He had a huge catch today. So we can't let that go unnoticed.
Fact.
Defense, they gave up a little bit more than we used to them giving up, but I think that they were tired because Nick kept coming up short and leaving points on the board. And my last point, shout out to N'Kobe Dean, man. We told y'all. We told y'all.
Told y'all.
Give him some time, get off Dean nuts, and it's paying off. He got the game saving interception in the end zone. So that's back-to-back weeks where the linebackers came up with big plays. They actually had 2 picks today. So yeah, I'm overall, I take it. We 6-2. We still trying to keep up with Washington. So every win counts, and I ain't gonna apologize for winning.
Man, I agree. Everything you said. Saquon was doing his thing once again today. This man had a backwards hurdle over a defender. It was nasty. I know y'all seen it.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty.
It was nasty, man. He kind of got banged up on the play, so he was playing the rest of the game, even though
Banged
he
up.
did. Even though he did go end up going over 150 yards, pretty much he was kind of banged up for the rest of the game. So he probably could have did more damage than that.
Mm-hmm.
So Saquon had a great game. Like you said, Smitty with the big catch. Sadly, it's sad to say, as good as the game as Smitty had, Hurts played a pretty good game. Outside of the coaches putting him in bad situations. Everybody had pretty much had a good game. There's a few things we was doing with the offensive line. I didn't really like leaving Fred Johnson out there on the island too much. I know we was kind of doing that last week, but once you start seeing the game going a certain type of way, you got to be able to just, all right, let's get him a little bit of help over there. So we got to be able to make more in-game adjustments game to game. We can't just be like, all right, Fred been all right, so he gonna be all right this game. If you see him not being all right, send the man some help. Run a different play, run the ball, have the tight end and the back chip. I did see we had a tight end chip a time or two, so appreciate that. But one thing I kind of noticed about our offense and about Hurts. You gotta, this quarterbacks in general, but I'm speaking for my quarterback. But you gotta give him some time in the pocket. If you can give him some time in that pocket, he gonna find somebody. So I think a lot of the times whenever he getting sacked, so we just get incompletions, he's being rushed, or just not a clean pocket or what have you. So, like I said, what I was getting ready to say was it's sad to say, with everybody playing so well, we was up 22. I think we was up 22 nothing at the half, right?
Nah, it was 16-0.
Oh, 16-0. Then we ended up being 22 up 22, right? 22-0.
I don't think we was ever really up 22-0.
Okay. Well, we might not.
But
Either way,
we was up.
Either way, was we
22?
I don't know, but anyway,
it could have been 22-0. I'm tripping. We could have been up 22.
I think we might have been at one point up 22-0. I think maybe right after the half we ended up scoring because I think they got the ball. They didn't do nothing with it, and I think we might have scored. But anyway, yeah, I'm thinking at one point it was 22. But anyway, that's beside the point. My point is, it's sad to say, as well as the team was playing, the biggest talk outside of Saquon backwards hurdle, him jumping over dude. But outside of that, the biggest talk gonna be this the debacle that Sirianni was doing. Man, we kept going for it. We kept going for it. Like it was plenty of times where we should have just took the points. Then we took a point off the board to go for 2 for no reason. We already up 16-0.
Mm-hmm.
Just kick the extra point, 17. We up 3. That's the 3-point 3-score game right there.
Mm-hmm.
Um so then we not taking field goals. All kind of crazy stuff, man. I don't know what Sirianni was doing. Like DP was saying, like, after you didn't 2 things didn't go your way, it's kind of like he quadrupled down on it. He like everything. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep not kicking these field goals. I'm gonna keep not going for these extra points. I'm gonna keep going for 2, which put us in a bad situation. Had he had been kicking field goals and taking extra points, it would have been too many points and not enough time for Jacksonville to do what they did.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
But by him calling the way that calling the game the way that he called it, he put us in a situation where we could lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, by us having all this talent and stuff that we got, a lot of times we in these close games, it's coming down to coaches. Like almost anytime we lose in the game, it's probably gonna come down to coaching. We're having so much talent that this kind of talent that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta. I don't even know if you could clean that up. That's just Nick, man. Unfortunately, uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's just Nick. I know. He had success with stuff like that in the past, but you gotta be able to go with the flow of the game. I don't know if like the other coaches need to snatch him up and be like, hey, not necessarily snatch him up, but like they need to have like a coaches meeting or something like, bro, look.
Oh.
Hey, we the head coach. I ain't trying to tell you how to call the game, but we would appreciate it if in these situations that you call the game like this because we up, you putting us in a situation where we can lose the game. The defense out there getting tired, now they giving up points, or you can put us in a situation, or you putting us in a situation where like one score, something can turn the tide of the game. Like if you just keep putting points on the board, the game is gonna be out of reach. It don't really matter what they doing because if we putting the game out of reach, if we had been doing what we were supposed to do and the Jacksonville did exactly what they did as far as like still put up the same amount, it wouldn't even have been close. Like so. That's really my only takeaway from the game, man. Shout out to the linebackers, man. The Kobe Dean, Zach Bond with the 2 interceptions on the day.
Mm-hmm.
Linebackers stepping up. I did see they reported that Bryce Huff had got I guess he got hurt before the game, so I don't know if he even got in at all. I seen something to say he had limited snaps, but I guess he got hurt before the game. He injured his hand or something, but I feel like Isaiah Rodgers held it down, not down the outside. Pretty much the secondary was kind of holding it down. But once you keep putting them in, bad situations,
Yeah.
eventually something gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
The hip is gonna break. But they still for the most part they held it down. Like I said, we got 2 interceptions. Yeah, man, that's my takeaways from the game. Like I said, as good as the offense did, I think it'll be the questions that's going to be getting answered all week is about Nick and these calls.
Mm-hmm. Also, that was not a fumble by Saquon.
Man. That was not a fumble. They screwed us on that. They screwed us on that fumble. That kind of turned the tide of the game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what we would have did right there, but it is what it is. We ended up winning the game anyway, but that's still some BS. We got division games coming up back to back, so hopefully AJ come back, and we got to tighten up, man. We got to tighten up the details. We got to tighten the coaching. Got to tighten up. You can't be in division games doing leaving points out there.
Yeah.
So we really need the division games, especially with us being in second place. You got Detroit up here running the NFC right now.
They
You
got
got
one loss.
Washington above us in the NFC East, man. We playing with fire right now, man. We cannot be losing no games. We already lost that Atlanta game that we weren't supposed to lose. So right now
Mhm.
we gotta try to make up for that as best as we can, because you got Detroit with one loss, Washington with two, but they lead in the division because what they done in the NFC so far, and then inside our division. So
And they don't have a bye until week 13.
yeah, and then on top of that, we had our bye already. So yeah, we just gotta clean up. We just clean up the small stuff. We cooking right now. We just gotta continue to cook. So the one thing I hate about the game going away that it did, it's kind of taken away from the momentum that we was building. Yeah, we won the game, but had we won it like we were supposed to win it, that would have built more confidence, and it would have built more,
Mhm.
steam going into that Dallas game. So now we're
Mhm.
gonna have to go into Dallas and put, foots on Dallas and make up for how we were supposed to beat Jacksonville. So that's my takeaway from the game, man.
We'll be back with our prediction for the Philly Dallas game, because it's officially Dallas week now that we can successfully say we put the Jaguars in the dirt. Uh, so stay tuned for that.
All right. Big time players make big time plays. Shout out to Smitty, man.
Come here.
That man a dog. We out.